Tracking our arousal rate as we're engaging in sexual intimacy is so critical because if we pass that point of no return, we're going to spill over into ejaculation. For many men, that means losing their erection, ending the sexual occasion, being fatigued, and either falling asleep or going into their own introverted little bubble. Now, day to day, week by week, our arousal rate may change. It really depends on a lot of factors. It's kind of this complex weather system of things that can influence it. Our diet, how much sleep we've been getting, levels of stress that are present in our lives, when the last time that we ejaculated was. The point is, we need to be continuously attuned to what our arousal rate is and what our arousal level is. Whether it's a mild level of arousal, medium level arousal, or when we approach that high level of arousal when we can potentially spill over into ejaculation. We don't need to do much when we're at a mild level of arousal, maybe even not at a medium level of arousal. But as soon as we notice that intensity volume start to get turned up a bit, that's when we need to start engaging the practices. We're going to cover so many practices in this course that will help you with this. In the meantime, we can start applying these tips right away. When we start to reach increased levels of arousal, our heart rate increases, our rate of breathing tends to increase, and for a lot of people, our body and muscles start to contract and get tense. This is a common response to pleasure because it can actually feel really good when we close our body off and kind of trap the pleasure inward, kind of bringing our focus and attention to the pleasurable sensations that are happening in the body. This is all fine if we want to ejaculate and have some influence on the level of intensity of our orgasm, but that's not what we're talking about. So what we actually need to do is do the opposite of those things. With our arousal rate turning up, we need to slow down. Take much deeper breaths and slower breaths. We need to really slow our system down. Primarily, we need to take deep breaths and go against the conditioned habit pattern of tension and actually relax our body. When that intensity gets cranked up, we need to relax our genitals, we need to relax our hips and our belly, relax our legs, relax our breath, even relax our eyes and our facial muscles. We might as well go for a full-bodied relaxation. Through a Taoist and Tantric way of viewing this, when we pinch off our body with contracting our muscles, we actually pinch off the energy channels in our system. This creates a situation where our sexual energy stays trapped in our genitals instead of allowing it to circulate through our entire body. What this does is amplify the amount of pleasure we experience in our genitals because it's hyper-concentrated and hyper-focused to that area. And if that's what we want, then great. But again, that's not what we're talking about today. We're talking about growing the capacity to expand our orgasmic potential. Instead of having genital orgasms, learn to have full-bodied multiple orgasms and learn how to prolong the lovemaking experience. We need to relax our body as much as possible when that pleasure level gets turned up. Later in this course, we're going to talk about individual practices that you can do alone that really help you get clear and masterful with this. For now, you can simply try this. Spend some alone time in self-pleasure and really make the occasion about feeling your arousal rate and your arousal level as you start to reach that point of no return. And just spend time there. You don't need to rush like a bullet train speeding towards ejaculation. It's really about slowing down and being focused and present with what's going on in our body. Let yourself be in an amplified state of pleasure and just notice what it's like to be there around the point of no return without actually spilling over. The more that we can get masterful with navigating that terrain, the better we're going to be at this practice altogether. Like so many things in life, it's really all about practice. And the best practice can happen when we're alone, by ourselves, and without the pressure of a lover that we want to satisfy. We can truly make that occasion all about our own inner journey of self-mastery with this. In the next video, we're going to get into the absolute basics of the body and muscle skill level part of the practice. These are foundational building blocks to the big picture vision and journey that we're going on. So the next video is really important. We really need to have these key fundamentals in place before we can have those expansive, full-bodied, multiple orgasmic experiences.